Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Alessi. I'm the Executive Director of the Tesla Science Center at Wardenclyffe, and it is my honor to welcome you to our annual Tesla tribute. Science visionary Nikola Tesla passed away in 1943 on January 7th, and every year on this day, the Tesla Science Center honors him with a virtual event that is broadcast globally. Today is January 7th, 2024, the 81st anniversary of Tesla's death. And so we gather online from our computers and smartphones around the world to pay tribute to his life and work with a program of Tesla-inspired music, art, and video. As a guest, you are also part of the program and Tesla tribute experience. Please introduce yourself in the chat or comment section, tell us where you're from, and join the conversations with other Tesla enthusiasts during the program. Our 2024 Tesla tribute celebrates Tesla's life and work with a series of unique musical and artistic presentations. We found performers and artists from across the globe who reflect Tesla's bold spirit of innovation in their work and who draw inspiration from his inventions and humanitarianism. The first of those innovators being featured today is award-winning filmmaker and Tesla historian, Joseph Sikorski. He is a longtime friend of the Tesla Science Center, and I'm honored to launch the 2024 Tesla tribute with Joe Sikorski's video entitled Nikola Tesla, the Innovator.
He was a spirit of rogue, experimental rebellion, disruptive of established existing systems with a goal of replacing them with something better. He locked out conventional thinking and was a provocative force to logical presumption. When we think of the great innovators, we see rare individuals who dare to think differently. But how often do we consider how they are alike? What common threads might they share? What connecting wisdom and traits unite them? In the essence of the innovator, we see intellectual freedom, passion, curiosity, but mostly a vision of unwavering boldness, a talent, a courage that one can only admire. Nikola Tesla embodied these daring qualities. He was a kind of alternative scientific artist, like a physics punk rocker. He had a different point of view. To start, Tesla saw himself not as an inventor, but as a discoverer. One that reveals solutions already in the framework of existence, to harness the wheelwork of nature, uncovering natural secrets rather than construction built on its limitations. Such an improvisational spirit of exploration led to the concepts of radio, radar, X-rays, robotics, remote control, and even early computer technology. In fact, his teleautomaton patent utilized patents for radio, wireless remote control, and a type of early logic circuit known as the nano A&D gate, which is sort of the key to binary code. But of all his innovations, it was his induction motor, a brushless engine that could efficiently run on alternate current electricity that revolutionized the status quo, propelling the world into an age of progress. Without it, most likely electric power would have been a rare luxury, only accessible to the wealthy. This motor, born of Tesla's fertile and untarnished imagination, was previously considered impossible by the scientific community. Tesla hacked through the perceived limitations of science and nature to move the world forward. His unconventional application of physical principles created a sense of unease in the world around him. He was a genius with an amazing talent that you'd hope would be used for benevolence. One whose brilliance could reward the world with free wireless energy, or punish it with a death ray or earthquake machine. He was a rogue scientist, and in a way, one could describe his mission at Wardenclyffe as the ultimate hack, a way to disrupt the entire global system of energy and information to help the world evolve, to point out the flaws of an antiquated system and spark a movement of positive change. As many innovators experience, new ideas sometimes bring a backlash, mockery, or even hatred. But they are compelled to move forward. They are undeterred by great risk. Sometimes they are unsuccessful. Or perhaps, sometimes the world just isn't ready yet. Many innovators see perceived failure as merely steps paving the way to greatness. Such failures wouldn't prevent Tesla from trying, and in some cases, triumphing over the accepted scientific dogma. For many, Tesla remains a true inspiration, an intellectual rebel, a scientific agitator, a fighter who violated the most respected preconceived notions of what was deemed possible. A slap in the face to a narrow-minded scientific consensus, one without vision or held back through a lack of experimental imagination. Tesla's spontaneous spirit of discovery joins him with the coolest radical trailblazers on the planet who continue to launch an insurrection movement against the accepted societal norms. Like the visionaries of today, Tesla was so ahead of his time. Those who share an unyielding genius, and like the pioneers before them, possess an inner resolution, which leads to evolution, to create revolution. It is the binding spirit of innovation, the divergent differences that unite and move the world forward.
We have even more innovative performances coming, but first I want to thank the presenters and performers we just saw for sharing the talent to help us honor Nikola Tesla. I also want to thank them for supporting our mission at the Tesla Science Center and making it possible for us to bring educational, STEAM-focused programs like today's Tesla Tribute. Many of you are supporters as well, or Tesla advocates who are interested in the restoration of Wardenclyffe, his only surviving laboratory. As you know, 2024 has had some highs and lows for the Tesla Science Center project to restore Wardenclyffe. We finally had our groundbreaking in April after receiving the required permits to begin the demolition of the buildings around the historic lab building so that we could have access to the entire exterior envelope of the lab building for restoration purposes. However, the project had a significant setback when a fire broke out on the construction site and damaged the interior and roof of Nikola Tesla's historic lab. The good news is the lab was not totally lost to the fire, thanks to the brave actions of hundreds of firefighters who fought the blaze throughout the night. The bad news is the lab did suffer a great deal of damage, and this expensive and complicated restoration project has become even more expensive and complicated. I'd like to give you an update on what's going on at the center. Please join us in watching a video reflecting on the past year at the center, including information on the fire at Tesla's lab.
We're standing on the hallowed grounds of Nikola Tesla's last standing lab in the world. The local community came together in an effort to save it.
Proud to announce that through state funding, private partnerships, and nonprofit support, the Tesla Science Center at Wardenclyffe has secured $11.2 million to highlight our history and support scientific innovation at this site.
We have enough on hand to get started, open the visitor center, get open to the public on a daily basis, and start on the lab building. The lab is well over 120 years old. We have to be very cautious. This is the crown jewel of this project. The next most important part of this project is securing the envelope of the building and starting to restore the exterior envelope.
By removing these buildings, we'll be able to start what is the exterior preservation envelope, which will do all the walls, the windows, the doors, the roof, and that really eliminates all of the threat associated with the elements.
There'll be a lot of activity on site. It's just very gratifying for everyone involved and our local community to be making this progress today.
It's really about where is it today and where is it going tomorrow, and continuing that living legacy of Nikola Tesla, because it is just such a rich history.
Tonight, we celebrate not just an evening, but a legacy, Nikola Tesla's legacy. The presence of 3 outstanding awardees is a testament to the undying spirit of Tesla.
This night, tonight, proves Tesla legend lives on. You, who are cherishing the culture of remembrance of Nikola Tesla.
I'm very proud to say, on behalf of our committee, we are awarding $1.15 million to the Tesla Science Center at Wardenclyffe to continue your amazing work and amazing journey. Congratulations, Mark, and congratulations to the entire team.
The devastating fire at the famed Tesla Science Center just before Thanksgiving was a real gut punch to the Long Island community.
The original Tesla walls were all brick, are still standing. We have lost some of the roof structure, which will be able to be restored.
I was happy to walk up today and see that our brave men and women in the fire departments did such a great job, and that the structure still has integrity.
The outpouring of support in our community, and I mean here locally, but also globally, has been what has gotten us through. Failure is not an option for us. We're hopeful that we're going to meet the goal.
perhaps surpass it, but the effort's not going to stop until we complete the project.
Buildings can burn down and then be rebuilt. The ideas behind them, the person, the history still exists. That will continue.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, this Tesla laboratory will rise as well.
The Tesla Science Center at Wardenclyffe is proud to present a sneak preview clip from Joseph Sikorski's new award-winning documentary, Invisible Threads, From Wireless to War. This exclusive video, from the 3-time nominated feature, is in advance of its official release in 2023. This film is the result of over a decade's worth of research and details the development of early wireless communications in the lead-up to World War I, where I worked here on Long Island, along with a mysterious German radio station called Telefunken. We both competed against Marconi for reliable and practical transatlantic communications during a time of global conflict that changed the world forever.
In March of 1916, a tower in nearby Shoreham, New York, was deteriorating.
The newspapers said that the tower looked like a giant Martian from an H.G. Wells novel.
Tesla has sunk all into Wardenclyffe. He has put hundreds of thousands of dollars in, and he's hit a brick wall.
And the walls are crumbling at the site that has been partially vandalized and looted. His finances worse than ever. Tesla wonders if his relationship with Telefunken has caused a backlash.
The split is occurring in the world. You have the scientists, and you have the warriors. So there's a war going on because generals are fighting, and you've got this terrible World War I taking place. But at the same time, you have scientists who are internationally linked to each other, and they like each other. They don't want to be part of this war.
Tesla is forced into bankruptcy, but he needs to look forward if there is any hope to save his laboratory. His friend, Navy Captain Richmond P. Hobson, has always offered practical advice.
So through the years, Hobson kept insisting, come on, Nicky, send your remote-control boat to the U.S. Navy. They could use it.
Termed a teleautomaton, it has been on display at Wardenclyffe since the early 1900s.
His invention utilized radio, remote control, and robotics, also a primitive logic gate.
Alterations to the original design create new defense possibilities.
Nikola Tesla experimented with his teleautomaton nearby here in Long Island Sound. One of the proposed uses was that it could be used as a guided torpedo.
As America inches closer to war, Tesla speaks with reporters on the use of electricity in future conflicts. According to local legend, Tesla illustrated one such use a short distance from Wardenclyffe.
My grandfather, Ray Daniel Hagerman, had witnessed a demonstration of Tesla. He grew up on Hagerman Landing Road in Rocky Point. I don't think he was an invited guest. I think he happened to see all the fancy cars, uniforms, etc., and just decided there's something going on the beach. I'm going to go see what it is. Nikola Tesla invited military brass from the Navy and Army to witness a remote-controlled boat demonstration.
Before today's finale, I want to make an important announcement. The Tesla Science Center was awarded two significant grants, a $1.4 million grant from New York State's Council of the Arts and $1.1 million from Suffolk County. Both grants that came in this year coupled with our other fundraising, has brought the total raised this year to $3.2 million. This brings our total raised on the capital campaign to restore Wardenclyffe to $14 million. We originally had a necessity of $20 million in total to complete this project. Prior to the fire, we only had $6 million left to raise to restore Wardenclyffe. With the additional estimated $3 million in cost associated with the fire, we now have to raise a total of $23 million to complete the project. This means we will need to raise an additional $9 million to stay on course. We are hopeful that insurance will help to defray some of the costs associated with the fire. However, the exact amount that will be made available and the timing of receiving the insurance funding cannot be predicted. Therefore, we are doubling down on our fundraising efforts this year. We are hopeful that we will be able to finally complete the capital campaign this year while we open our first building to the public, and that will be by the beginning of 2026, and opening it to the public as a global museum and science center. We are grateful that Wardenclyffe is receiving the recognition and funding needed to continue restoration efforts in 2024. Now, every year, we end the Tesla tribute with a special memorial. During Tesla's funeral services in January of 1943, the mayor of New York City at the time, Mayor LaGuardia, read a eulogy over the radio that has become an iconic tribute to Nikola Tesla. We present it to you now, followed by a memorial song to Nikola Tesla, performed by master theremin player Mano Divina and the Divine Hand Ensemble. Thank you for joining us today for our 2024 Tesla tribute to help honor the life and work of Nikola Tesla and the many ways his contributions continue to benefit humanity.
And now the Mayor of the City of New York, the Honorable F.H. LaGuardia.
I've been honored to be asked to read a tribute to a great American, Nikola Tesla, written by another great American, Louis Adams, both natives of what we know as Yugoslavia, but coming from different parts. They were friends. On last Thursday night, here in our city of New York, a man who was 87 years of age died in his humble hotel room. His name was Nikola Tesla. He died in poverty, but he was one of the most useful and successful men who ever lived. His achievements were great and are becoming greater as time goes on. Nikola Tesla could have amassed hundreds of millions of dollars, could have become the richest man in the country, in the world, if he wished for riches. He didn't. He did not care for anything, did not have time for anything that spelled success for too many people. Nikola Tesla was a great humanitarian, a pure scientific genius, a poet in science. He did extraordinary, amazing, miraculous things during his life among us. He did them simply to serve mankind. And for his services, he did not want anything. Money, he didn't care for it. Honor, who was anybody to honor anybody else? That was his attitude. Gratitude, he did not expect or demand. Nikola Tesla did not care to be paid for anything he did for the human race. He simply functioned according to his natural genius, which came to him in the land of his birth, Yugoslavia, as a son of his mother. Now, this extraordinary man is dead, or so they say. The papers on Friday told he died. His body was found still on the bed in his little hotel room in this city. And the newspapers published obituaries and editorials summarizing his life and work, and they told of his personal habits and eccentricities. Tesla, they say, is dead. In a funeral parlor in this city, there is all that is left of his person. The funeral services will be held on next Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock in the Cathedral of St. John. People will come, yes, many people from all walks of life, humble, unknown people, and people who are famous, scientists and industrialists and others. And then will be all right. It is the customary thing to do. But Tesla is not dead. Tesla is not really dead. Only his poor, wasted body has been stilled. The important part of Tesla lives in his achievement, which is great, almost beyond calculation, an integral part of our civilization, of our daily lives, of our current war effort. Today, we on this program do not mourn Tesla. We do not honor him, for we know that Nikola Tesla would not care for that. Why mourn Tesla? His life is a triumph. We are in the studio today, just thinking of Tesla, talking of him among ourselves and to you who are listening to us. And we are playing some music and singing a few songs which we would think Nikola Tesla would have liked. We celebrate his achievement on Earth, his great triumph, which is our triumph, the triumph of all the people of the world. We celebrate his contributions to our life, to the sum total of civilization and human potentialities in America and everywhere, which will be as permanent as man himself. We are talking about Nikola Tesla, celebrating the fact that we belong to the same species to which he belonged while he was among us. He is a feather in the cap of the whole human race, and Yugoslavia and America can be proud of him. A few years ago, a fellow scientist of Tesla, Dr. A.B. Barron, also an American, wrote about him in his book on the induction motor, the motor which owes its existence to Tesla, and which now is in the very center of nearly everything that moves on wheels in this country. Mr. Barron said, were we to eliminate from our industrial world the result of Tesla's work, the wheels of industry would cease to turn, and our electric trains and cars would stop. Our towns would be dark, our mills and factories dead and idle. So far-reaching is his work that it has become the warp and woof of industry. Should Tesla's work be suddenly withdrawn, darkness would prevail, and we would slump into barbarism. So it is true. Tesla is not dead. He is very much alive among us. Among us is a triumph of his life, his achievement, which we celebrate here. We do not honor him. We are gathered here to feel this triumph of one human life and to share our feelings with you all.